Hey, Kyle, this is Cam Inman from the San Jose Mercury News. Can you take me inside the Zoom meetings real quick and just, um, one, have you guys had any special speakers crash your meetings and just kind of keep things loose? And then two, when you talk about the good banter that goes back and forth, what's Jimmy Garoppolo's demeanor been in the offensive meetings or team meetings?
Yeah, so we've done a number of different things. So we've had just position meetings where I've been with the running backs, and it's just us. Kyle loves to come in and interrupt and crack some jokes and just kind of keep things loose and just really just check in with us on a personal level and just see kind of how everyone's doing, what's going on at home. Um, Kind of get away from the football for a second. Other than that, we're football all the way in our running back meetings. But then recently we've been doing offensive skill meetings together where Kyle's been running the meeting himself. And we usually, we start the day with some banter. Jimmy's always involved. We have a very close knit group and we can all poke fun at each other. People love throwing up old pictures as their background. Kittle's the king of it, as you would imagine, of always keeping things light and putting up pictures of Jimmy from middle school or high school prom or whoever it is. So we have a good time with it, but then we always buckle down. We get a lot of really good work in. It's been super refreshing, to be totally honest with you, how much work we have been getting done in these Zoom meetings and how much I've been able to learn going into my 8th year and playing in this offense for quite a while now. We've really been able to dive into the nitty gritty and the details of this offense because we don't have anything that we're really preparing for that week. We don't have practice where we have to get ready for a certain script and we're going to run these plays this week. So we have to install them quickly and we can't really go over them too thoroughly. That's not the case right now. We can really go through everything thoroughly and learn as an entire group. Where wide receivers are learning exactly what the tight ends are being coached when we're in these offensive skill meetings with Kyle and across the board. Everybody's learning what everyone else is learning. So it's been refreshing and I think it's been really productive.
Hey, Kyle, this is David Lombardi from The Athletic. Speaking of Jimmy, I know earlier in the offseason, maybe even after the shutdown, you kind of did a little bit of a media tour and you were defending Jimmy. I'm wondering what you make of all this. It seems that there's been a lot of chatter about him, whether it be with Tom Brady, now with the whole Aaron Rodgers thing. What do you make of all that, especially since he is coming off a good season statistically? And where do you think he can go this next year, given all that you were just saying with, all this time to be able to master the offense in his second full year as a starter?
Yeah, I was disappointed that I saw the headline of one of the articles recently that I was tired of being Jimmy's bodyguard. That's absolutely not what I said. I said I feel like I've been Jimmy's bodyguard this offseason, but I've never been tired of it. I'll continue to do it right now. It's crazy to me that he doesn't get the respect that he deserves for what a phenomenal season I think he had, for the numbers that he put up, the way he led this team. He was no doubt our leader on offense, and he brought us to a Super Bowl and within 7 minutes of winning one. So for him not to get the respect that I feel he deserves is pretty wild to me. But I really do think that things are only going to trend up. I think he's only going to get better. This time to really dive into the nitty gritty is just going to continue to help him. And it's more and more reps. And we have a full season of him starting where he can go back and rewatch the tape and spend extra time on watching himself, because sometimes it is tougher when you're watching somebody else play your position and you're trying to learn the offense through that, which he was doing for a little bit. Now you're actually watching yourself. What you were feeling in that moment. You got to experience it yourself. So you can just learn a little bit more from it, having been through it now.
Kyle, this is Chris again. You mentioned Jimmy and all this outside discussion surrounding him. How has he handled that, in your opinion, just based on your contact with him this offseason?
He seems to have handled it like the way Jimmy has handled everything. He's exactly the same guy that he always is in these meetings. And, you haven't seen any crazy media lash outs from him or him be down on himself or anything like that. It's just Jim, and he comes to work every day, works his butt off, has the same demeanor every day, and the outside noise, it truly doesn't seem to affect him.